All right, here's a Monday thought starter just for you. 81% of schools in the US have at least one teacher that has used popular crowdfunding site DonorsChoose for at least one project. And since it's hard to find a politician that won't screw up a good thing, school districts across the country are considering or already have outlawed crowdfunding by teachers. Now, the first question in my mind is why teachers are having to buy their own supplies to begin with. It's kind of like asking servers to bring their own plates or your secretary to bring her own copy paper. They're worried about not having control of the funding that isn't theirs to begin with, which brings me to the bigger question of what's happening in education in this country. School districts have huge budgets. For perspective, Dallas ISD has an annual budget of over $1.4 billion. Yet teacher pay and support varies greatly across the country. It sometimes feels like schools are forgetting that their customers are the kids and their parents, while administrators make rules that make their own life easier. Now, I talk to a lot of business owners that complain about the kids these days. But how much of that is actually our own fault? We're stuck raising little test takers that know how to ace a test without ever truly understanding what the subject matter actually means. They can regurgitate a ton of meaningless facts and never make it high enough to see the big picture. And then there's a bunch of politics that shouldn't have any business in what is literally our immediate future. The people serving on the many school boards are definitely not our best and brightest minds either, even though that's who they probably should be. I know of school boards where none of the members actually have kids in public school, and that's a problem in itself. Unfortunately, it seems like we have stopped to put a whole lot of value on educating the next generation. We maybe even stopped understanding them a little, and we don't really think about them unless they're our own or until they come work for us. Don't get me wrong, there's some excellent schools with inspired administrators and great kids. I toured Booker T in Dallas a few years ago, which is a performing and visual arts magnet school, and I have to honestly say that I was choked up a little seeing the sheer amount of talent. If you're worried about the future of our country, go tour this school and you will believe. Having said that, I've also been to schools that looked a little like prisons. We expect kids to memorize stuff that they have on their phones anyways, when what we should do is teach them how to explore, to innovate, to question the world around them, because curious minds probably make better workers with problem-solving skills that we won't have to complain about as much. That's your Monday Thought Starter, and I'm Tobias Wilhelm.